Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look. This is the part number 42154 from Dur-Red, which is a bottom base bracket for a 9-inch pressure intensifier. And this video is to really serve as visual and dimensional evidence of the item. And here's the visual part of what this looks like. Okay, weighs 0.5 pound, weighs a half a pound. Overall height of the base bracket looks like it's about 2 5/8. Overall width looks like it's about 2 3/8. Projection up at the top looks like it's about 3/8. Down at the bottom here, it's about 2 5/16. There's a pin down on the bottom. That's important because it will help identify which model of hatch that you're dealing with. So let's talk about exactly where this is going to be used. Let's do that now. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. So there are roof hatches that take what Dur-Red would call pressure intensifiers. Other manufacturers call them lifting mechanisms or shocks. The public generally kind of thinks of or states them as such. They're basically springs, and the springs are held captive within telescoping tubes. Dur-Red happens to call them pressure intensifiers. Well, you're going to mount the pressure intensifier to the underside of the lid, and then to the sidewall, and the bottom base mounts to the sidewall. The lower telescoping tube literally fits over this small post that's here, and that allows you to keep it captured between the lid and the sidewall, which allows you to build and store and release energy as the spring gets compressed and then released as the lid is opening. And the purpose of the pressure intensifier is to simply help actually lift something that would be otherwise extremely heavy. So why do you possibly need a base bracket for a 9-inch pressure intensifier? Well, in my experience, what happens with roof hatch hardware is they get installed and they work brand new perfectly. Well, at some point over the years, the manufacturer original equipment seems to go missing. It starts out by being damaged unintentionally, someone being careless. I'm dealing with a client today who has an unknown roof hatch, and he has a bent hold open arm, and we have no idea whose roof hatch this is. Nor does he, nor do the as-built, the construction documents. The point being is, it'll start off by something getting damaged. And then, because it's damaged, it impedes any operation, so then it gets removed. And then those parts eventually get thrown away. And then someone will show up eventually and say, I need this roof hatch to work correctly. And that's where the service company comes in and starts the search of, I need a pressure intensifier or a shock or a strut, however it'll be referred to. So this video is to help show you what this is. If you're dealing with an item like this, and these can be welded to the sidewall, they can also be bolted. You can see that there's some some preparations for bolts here, and I'll show you the parts drawing, give you an idea of the location. About 5/8 down to about an inch, 2 inch, and then from one end over, it looks like it's about 11/16 or so, and then coming out to about 1 11/16. So now you know where that material is located. Let's switch to the screen view and let's show you all the supporting documentation that we have. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now let's get back to it. Okay, so here's the bracket. Let's look at a variety of pictures that we have here. This is the back side of the bracket. Here is the side view, a plan view, so to speak, looking down at it. The underside, the front of it, an isometric style view. And then the parts drawing. So this is linked to down below. This is going to be part number this. It's not identified. It's going to be part number 1 on the drawing. 42154 pressure intensifier 9-inch base bracket assembly. If you have a pressure intensifier and the brackets look different than this, meaning they look similar but they're larger and have a couple of holes, and the bottom bracket is clearly different, then you don't have a 9-inch pressure intensifier, you have a 15-inch. So you'll want to look at the 15-inch version. But all the part numbers are listed here, so if you're on a search or a hunt for replacement parts to get your unit back up and running, you will definitely want to leverage this parts drawing to your benefit. When you purchase a pressure intensifier, it's not going to automatically come with this bottom boot or the base bracket or the lid bracket, so you're going to have to pick those up separately in most instances. And it doesn't include the fasteners that are going to come with it, so you're going to need to pick up probably this number 11 quarter 20 by half-inch zinc-plated steel hex head screw. That's probably what's going to be there. I'm quite sure of it. Now, anywhere in the website where you can find the manufacturer's link, you can click on that, and then you can do a find function on your keyboard for Dur-Red. This link is going to allow you to review not only all the Dur-Red products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, a link to the Technical Drawings Master Index. I'll allow you to dive into that. It will show you several cross-sections of what installed, or pardon me, several cross-sections of what roof hatch material looks like from Dur-Red. You can see it in a cross-section. There's also an older catalog here. It's 15 years old by this point, but it is actually the most current catalog that existed by the time that Dur-Red was bought out by JL Industries, and we'll talk, or Activar Industries. We'll talk more about that in a moment. This is a large file. While it's only 15 pages, it's actually a pretty large file. So you'll be able to, with enough patience, be able to review what Dur-Red was making. And while this catalog is dated from from 2007, it's unlikely that this has changed in several decades. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it. So the bottom line is this: if you're looking for Dur-Red parts and you need help, reach out to us. Be sure that you take pictures, take dimensions, also figure out the composition of the lid of the roof hatch. So what we'd like to know is, how deep is the roof hatch when you're facing it? How wide is it? And that width is the dimension that will have the hinges. The second dimension is the dimension that has the hinges. And then also, what is the lid composed of? Meaning, what is its base material? Is it steel or is it aluminum? Possibly something else. Lots of pictures of what you're working on, because you're probably in a position where you're looking for parts other than a base bracket. Take as many pictures as you can while you're on the roof so you don't have to go back to the roof. Dur-Red was bought out by Activar Industries at some point in 2022. Dave from Dur-Red, he was either a second or a third generation person in his family to run Dur-Red, a California manufacturer of roof hatches, very popular on the West Coast. Dave was a encyclopedia. I could send him a picture, and he may not know the answer, but he'll get me a lot closer to the answer when it was a product line that wasn't his. And that, in itself, made him unique, because we get customers contacting us for parts, and they have no idea who it is, and it's clearly not Dur-Red. And Dave was always very helpful, just asking him a favor. Dave, it's not Dur-Red, but you've got decades of experience in doing only roof hatches. Will you help? And he always did. So to him, for that, I say thank you. Any questions on the 42154 base bracket for a 9-inch Dur-Red pressure intensifier or any other Dur-Red product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you very much. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.